Respected friends, every time is the right time, and hence this time also is the right time to remind our 11 identities and 5 supports. The 11 identities are Sadhaka, Shrota, Jignasu, Mumukshu, Bhakta, Shishya, Dharma Samsthavaka, Sevaka, Viragi. And this sadhaka with full never ending utsaha, then with the dynamism. 5 sources of blessings to us are directly Parabrahman himself, because he is the goal. Ishvara himself, because he is the final one to bless us. All devatas, because they are the ones who give us the required powers and staminas and strengths to all faculties, so essential, which is to keep on walking till the goal is reached. And our Guru Tattva, Guru Parampara, Swaguru, our guides, elders, Rishi Muni, the Acharya Gana, it is they only time and again inspire us, time and again clear our doubts and explain to us the path and goal as they themselves have reached. Last but not the least, to remind us all the time about our kartavya, it is the Shruti Smriti Purana Itihasa Mahatma Rachana Rupi, our Vangmaya, our Shastras, Shruti Mata. So, having remembered them once more, trying to strengthen them, let us take up our study of this Shastra. Although the two things, one, like Gita, like Upanishads, was it that key in the first round only we understood everything? If at all we claim we understood Bhagavad Gita, at least 10 12 times we had to study. In the beginning, though, what a wrong notions we had regarding Gita, that somebody at home or somewhere goes, then only Gita to be studied. What an inhibitions, doubts we had. Such a bad way it was being portrayed. But it is great Mahatmas like Puja Gurudev and all who brought Gita and its message to all publical. Therefore, we have understood कि Gita is the Moksha Shastra, and in that Bhakti also taught, Yoga taught, Karma Yoga taught, Kartavya taught. It told us how to manage the life for entire success. Even now, we have to study many more times Gita for entering into its depths. So to Upanishads, we never knew that there is some literature called as Upanishads. But last 1400 and above days, every day when we are studying now, the theme of Upanishads, slowly we are grasping, thanks to Bhagavan Adi Shankara. In last 1 week's satsanga in the morning, Shweta Shudra Upanishad class, through those 3 topics, the purpose of life, essence of all Upanishads, both are being conveyed to us. It took such amount of time. In the same way, just now, few days back, we have started this great Shastra, Yoga Vaashishtha Maha Ramayanam. It needs lot of months, lot of revisions for us to tune to this text, to get out of all doubts, inhibitions, etc., and start tasting the nectarine message in it. First point. Second point is what? Ki this Yoga Vasishtha, mind you, though the topics appear to me little dull or heavy wale, I tell you, in fact, for the spiritual unfoldment, for the mind's peace, for a jolly, happy living of outer life. What are the correct adjustments, understands we need exactly? They are the topics that are covered in each of these sargas जो most important relevant है and most neglected है for very many reasons, because of which we are continuously invoking troubles, bondages and dukkhas. Such a beautiful are these topics, and that is the day golden in our life when we realize this fact. अरे ये तो बात है ना जिसको गंभीरता से समझना है, जिनको नहीं समझने के कारण ही we are becoming cause of our own dukkha. We are only inviting all problems. Isn't it? Samsara Vigarhanam which was done. Was there any lie spoken in that? Wrong thing spoken in that? Was it not only because of our sentiments, emotions, attachments that we neglected those topics? So, to the topic which we studied recently and that which we now studying, called as the topic of Ahankara, how important it is to clearly scrutinize it, analyze it, and understand so that we correct ourselves for our own happiness. You know? In the 12th Sarga, what we saw about Prathama Paritapa. In the 13th, what we saw the Lakshmi Nirakaranam. In the 14th, what we say as Ki Jivita Garhanam. Then now what we are going through Ahankara Jugupsa. How important are of them? Just pause and see. This is what is the delusion where most urgent, necessary, important, relevant things are postponed, and most unwanted, definitely binding things are welcomed by us. The entire society is like that. That's what is the power of our Kali Yuga and all. So that's what we were saying. Few more readings, repeated readings of each chapter and all the topics. When we do, then the just when we start understanding, then definitely will be surprised to know that these are the ones not knowing properly, which I was becoming my own enemy. My own ignorance, delusions were becoming my own enemies. So may we all pray to Bhagavan Rama, to the great Maharshi Parampara of Vaashishtha, Vishwamitra, Valmiki, Vamadeva, Vedavyasa, Bharadwajadi, to bless us with the thorough, deep, complete knowledge and understanding of this great text, Yoga Vaashishtha Maha Ramayana, and may that understanding mold us from a self-invited, miserable, typical samsari too. A realized or saint or a mukta purusha towards that moksha. May these understandings make us guide, guide us, make us take towards. Ahankara Vigaranam, 15th Sarga, 5 or 6 shlokas are there. We will see them in the next shloka, next chapter or Sarga. We will see the Chitta Dauratmya. Chitta, our own Antakarna, Damana, how it also plays havoc when let loose, when not correctly understood. Now, this portion of this Yoga Vasishtha, then Patanjali Yoga Darshanam, the yoga taught in Gita, and the theme taught to us in the Upanishads, and the bhakti we are studying in Shiva Aparadha, Shivananda Lahari. All these my topics, if you have that maturity to spend some more time and do some contemplation, understand, coordinate between all those sadhanas, and practice them in our life, who can stop us from growing spiritually? Who can stop us from getting rid of all miseries and dukkhas and bondages? May this deep sincerity, shraddha for our study sadhana come to us at this very moment, so that no more we are childlike like others. wasting our human life. Om, Om, Om. Om Sahanavavadu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Bhakti Yoga Dharma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsharashibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhya. Om Yirime Gurubhi Purvam Padavakya Pramanatah Vyakhyatāh Sarva Vedantāh Tānityam Pranatosmyaham. Om Apadamabhartaram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokaviramam Sriramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham. Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatulyam Rama Nama Varanane Pujantam Rama Rameti Madhuram Madhuraksharam Aruhya Kavita Shakham Vande Valmiki Kokilam वाल्मीकिर्मुनिसिंहस्य कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानादं को न याति परां गतिम्. ॐ यद्वाक्यामृतपायिनां प्रतिपदं सत्यं सुधानीरसा यद्वाक्यार्थविचारणादविमतः स्वर्गोऽपि कारागृहं यद्वाणी विशदात्मपूर्णमनसां तुच्छं जगत्तूलवत् तस्मै श्रीगुरवे वसिष्ठमुनये नित्यं नमस्कुर्महे. यस्यार्षं प्रथिता जगत्त्रयहिता सा वेदमाता परा यश्चक्रे तपसा वशे सुरगणान् अन्यत् सिसृक्षुर्जगत्. तं बोधाम्बुनिधिं तपस्विमुकुटालङ्कारचिन्तामणिं विश्वामित्रमुनिं शरण्यमनघं भूयो नमस्याम्यहं. श्रुत्या ब्रह्मैव रामः प्रकटितमहिमा येन तस्मै वसिष्ठः यः सीतां ब्रह्मविद्यामिव सदसि पुनः सत्यशुद्धां किलादात्. यद्वाणी मोहमूलं शमयति जगत् आनन्दसन्दोहतोऽग्ध्री तस्मै वाल्मीकये श्रीगुरुतमगुरवे भूरिभावैर्नताः स्मः. पूर्णानन्दस्वभावः स्वजनहितकृते माययोपात्तकायः कारुण्यादुद्धिधीर्षुर्जनमनवरतं मोहपङ्के निमग्नम् आवेश्यान्तर्वसिष्ठं बहिरभिकलयन् शिष्यभावं वितेने यः संवादेन शास्त्रामृतजलधिममुं रामचन्द्रं प्रपद्ये. ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म भक्ति योग धर्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः. अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. श्री रामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे नमः. श्री महर्षि वशिष्ठाय नमः. महर्षि विश्वामित्राय नमः. महर्षि वाल्मीकये नमः. श्री भरद्वाज महर्षे नमः. वामदेव महर्षे नमः. वेद व्यासादि समस्त ऋषिमुनिगुरुदेवता परम्परायै नमः. अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपा अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोध श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणेतिहासोक्त भगवद्भागवत ऋषिमुनिगुरुदेवता दर्शनानुग्रह प्राप्ति सनातन धर्मस्य वैदिक हैन्दव संस्कृतेः साम्प्रदायानां शास्त्राणां गुरुशिष्य भक्त भगवत् परम्परायाः समस्त भक्ति योग वेदांतादि मोक्ष मार्गाणां पुनरुत्थान जागरण विश्वव्याप्ति विश्वाध्यात्मिक प्रगति विश्वशांति कल्याण एकता पूर्वभिवृद्ध्यर्थमस्मिन् धर्म संस्थापने कंकणबद्ध अस्माकं सह सर्वेषां गुरूणामाचार्याणां संस्थानामाश्रमाणां श्रेयोभिलाषिणां भक्तशिष्यसाधकसेवकानां पूर्णायुरारोग्यैश्वर्यक्षेमस्थैर्यधैर्यवीर्यादि समस्तशक्तिसम्पदा सानुकूल्यता साधनानां प्राप्ति बाह्याभ्यन्तरशत्रुविघ्ननिर्मूलनद्वारा धर्मसंस्थापनकार्ये निरन्तरदिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराममन्दिरवत् श्रीशिवकृष्णादिसमस्तमन्दिराणां पुनर्वाप्तितेषु समस्तविश्वविद्यालयानां पुनर्वाप्ति सर्वेषु देषु नित्यनिरन्तरशास्त्राध्ययनोपासना यज्ञयागादि कर्मणाम् उपासनाद्वारेण समस्तविश्वे मोक्षधर्म पुरुषार्थानां प्रचारद्वारा विश्वशान्तिपुरोभिवृद्ध्यर्थम् अनेकानेकशास्त्राणाम् अध्ययनसाधनाप्रयत्नमध्ये श्री वाल्मीकि महर्षि विरचित श्री योगवासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्रस्य पारायणमध्ययनं साधना प्रयत्नं वयं सर्वं मोक्षार्थं करिष्यामहे। ओम श्री महर्षि वाल्मीकि प्रणीत योगवासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्रम् प्रथम प्रकरणं वैराग्य प्रकरणं मंगलाचरण श्लोकाः। ओम यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ति स्थितानि च यत्रैवोपशमं यान्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः। ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं द्रष्टा दर्शन दृश्य भूः कर्ता हेतुः क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञात्मने नमः। ज्ञप्त्यात्मने नमः। स्फुरन्ति सीकरायस्मात् आनन्दस्याम्बरे अवनौ सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। दिवि भूमौ तथाकाशे बहिरन्तश्च मे विभुः यो विभाति अवभासात्मा तस्मै सर्वात्मने नमः। ओम अथ पंचदश सर्गः अहंकार ग्रहणम्। Sri Ramachandra Uvacha. Yesterday we were seeing regarding how this Ahankara creates havoc in our life. So many similes, comparisons, examples are given by Ramaji. This text goes like that only for teaching us some or the other any point, some or the other simile or example is done. Maybe from this inspired only our Sri Adi Shankara Bhagavan in his text Atma Modha, in that out of 68 shlokas, at least in 40 shlokas to explain the point which he is telling, he takes one or the other example. है ना? Just like in Valmiki Ramayana, any character comes up, the Visheshanas, the glories, the Lakshanas of that character are mentioned in one or two words in that particular shloka. So to Visa in Adhyatma Ramayanam, bringing again and again topic of the Adhyatma Jnana was the trend or the way. Like in Bhagavatam, again the particular Devata Bhakti is brought. Devata means Narayana only is 24 avatars are explained in that. They are brought. Here also, Sri Rama, Vaashishtha, Vishwamitra make it a habit to give some example to drive the point in us. It is you and I have to pause, catch that thought given, ponder over it, and discover the truth in it. Then correct ourselves according to the discovered truth or knowledge. So yesterday we saw ki ahankara mahavindhye मनोमत्त महागजः विस्फूर्जति घना स्फोटैः स्तनितैरिव वारिदः. So what creates the fear havoc to us is ki what is it called as manomatta mahagajaha, the most intoxicant big uncontrollable elephant. An uncontrollable most intoxicant elephant in our life is mana. So that manomatta mahagajaha, what is it doing? Vispurjati ghana spotai, doing the Vispurjana, excited with Ghana Aspota, with terrible, terrifying sounds. Means the mana projecting variety of continuous thoughts or desires, etc., and creating the dukkha in us, fear in us. Like the Nirantara, when the हाथी का आवाज आता रहता है, and the आवाज is increasing, you can't say relaxed, अरे बढ़िया है कोई बात नहीं. No, it indicates that the elephant is coming nearer and nearer to our place of stay, and that elephant or the Junda of elephant attacks, nobody can do anything. So mana is the Matta Mahagaja. It is doing Visparjanam and also Ghana Aspotanam. Example, Stanitaiva Varidaha, like the clouds carrying the water, giving that sound of frightening, lightning, and thunderous sound. And really, during summers, मैं तो almost every time देखता हूँ. Somehow it happens. कब कि वो जो few days, initial days of that rains coming, the terrible lightning and the thunderous sound, इतना डराता. कभी कभी तो it goes into the deep heart. When you go stand outside और छत पे जाकर देखोगे, कमरे में बैठ कर टीवी देखते रहोगे तो you will not know anything. But when you go that, the dham dham sound, लगता है कि something is falling on the house and कुछ हो जाएगा करके building. ऐसा होता है. This sound of the elephant of mana frightening us like that thunderous sound of a cloud. Now the point is, where is this elephant abode, supported, staying, getting all its strength from? Answer is ki Mahavindya Parvate. In that Mahavindya Parvata, this elephant is finding its roots. And what is that Mahavindya Parvata? Is Ahankara. The main point is this one. अहंकार नामक महाविंध्याचल पर्वत में मन नामक बड़ा सा हाथी लाइफ को हैवॉक कर रही है विथ इट्स फ्राइटनिंग साउंड्स लाइक थंडर्स ऑफ क्लाउड्स. It is the aham which is giving the value importance to the mana. Isn't it? If that aham is surrendered to the Lord, to the Vedanta, no mana to destroy us. This is one way of explaining. So therefore, if the mind has to be quietened, the ego has to be surrendered. That's the way. That is why the ego surrendered to the Guru. We listen to what he says. No giving chance to the mind to have its own havoc played. We are safe. The best thing in life is to appoint the Guru as a thinker on our behalf by surrendering our ego to him and do what he says, not giving chance to our mind. We do the other way around. When Guru teaches something, we refer it to the mind. If the mind likes it, we do. If we don't like, मेरे मन को पसंद नहीं आया, छोड़ दिया. It should be the other way around. When the mind project says anything, refer it to the Guru's words. If the Guru's words are matching, then we do this one. Otherwise, we drop. More than that, no chance given to the mind at all for its own thinking projection. Why? Already decided what to do. Guru told, where to reach. Guru told. अब उसको follow करते जाओ. Guru or Shastra. And when do we do that? Only when the ego is surrendered to the Guru. If the ego is surrendered to the mind, then nobody can help us. So this is how the Ahankara is the Vindhyachala, the Hathi is the mind is the Hathi, and it is making Visparjanam and Stanaitnu ki tarah uska sound डरा रहा है. And our mind, when we are all alone, also when our age is little grown up, उस समय तो चिंतन भय दुख अकेले में मन में महसूस होता रहता है. We are so unfortunate today that when the mind is in such situation, through contemplation and inquiry, instead of getting the Vairagya, we have so many ways in which can escape our mind into the negative channels. है कि नहीं? टीवी देखते थे, सेल फोन देखते हैं, गप्पे मारते हैं, इन सारे चीजों में हम एस्केप कर रहे हैं फेसिंग द माइंड. अगर encountering the mind and then through the viveka vairagya transcending that mind. आजकल कुछ हो नहीं रहा. And with that wretched mind and its samskaras, we die only to be born again with the same things. पुराण कथा में जाकर बैठकर उन दिनों में वो मन के बुद्धि के अहंकार की गति having understood they used to keep quiet and then nowadays people are busy in the entertainments not caring the way to understand the mind and transcend. Okay, now same shloka, next one. इह देहमहारण्ये घनाहंकार केसरी योयमुल्लसति स्पारः तेनेदं जगदाततम. देखो, in this deha maharanya, the body is called maharanya. Stula deha, sukshma deha, karana deha, is our maharanya. In that ghana ahankara kesari, the terrible lion called as ahankara, yaha ayam ullasati sparaha, it is the one ferociously moving like the king of the whole jungle is the lion. Tena idam jagadatatam, and because of this lion of the ahankara only, all this outer world of perceptions, inner world of projections, and getting lost in it is happening. So here the aham is compared with the terrible tiger here. Okay, and then idam jagadatatam means what? This entire our own life of jagat. It's a big one. Jagat morning class is what is it? Both Upanishads we have seen. Living life of Vishwatayasa Prajna according to Mandukya Upanishad and according to the Shweta Sutara Sambandha Bhashya, the Jagat means avidya, followed by Ahankara, followed by Upadhi Tadatmya. Thereafter, endowed with so many of the what are called the natural inner responsibilities. Thereafter, Ishta Prapti, jo apurushartha, considering it as purushartha. Then Ragadivi, Itastatha, Akrushyamanah, this entire life of Ahankara, Upaditadatmya, Karma, Karma Phala Hetu, Karma Phalartham, Punah Janma, and for this Karma Phala Bhoga only, all things around us are. देखो अगर मैं यहाँ इस जगह पे हूँ तो I have my own body, mind, senses. I have people around me. I have the things around me, around the situations happening around me, the temperature, the atmosphere, all of them amidst this MIDST. Why I am put to? Because of my karma done in my earlier life. Isn't that? All this is called as here ki Jagat Atatam, the widespread Jagat means the life of all that. Now, in this life, in this situation, knowingly, unknowingly, consciously, unconsciously, whatever I am doing, now I am sowing the seeds for by the subsequent samsara. All this is called as Jagat. Jagat means Ja means Jayate, Ga means Gachati, Ti means Tishtati. Ja means Jayate means born. Gachati means goes on changing, moving, modifying. Tishtati means gets again ended, died. Again Ja means Jayate, Gachati, Tishtati. Janam lena, modify hote रहना, मरना, and in between doing all the karma, getting the karma phala. All this Jagat widespread is because of this Mahakesari which is wandering in this forest of three shariras. See, three shariras, Ahankara lion wandering, and while wandering, it is doing every of the huntings of the animals, roaring, etc. Because of which this Sukha Dukkhatmaka, Karma Phalatmaka, Jagat we are getting for lives together. This Ahankara Kesari is the one. It means what? Because of this ego only, we are in these three shariras, identified with these three shariras, and to eke out the happiness, so many karmas are done. Happiness मिलता है या ना मिलता नहीं पता, लेकिन कर्म का फल तो मिलता है. Whether it is happiness or not, we don't know. Karma will give karma fal. This is called as jagat. Idam jagat adatam. This is a comparison. So, एक जगह ऊपर महाविंध्य, यहाँ घन केसरी, and Navatadillata before that shloka. See how many similar comparisons are being given by Ramji regularly. Now, next one is interesting. Trishna tantulava prota bahujanma parampara ahankaro grakhangena kanthe muktavali krutaha. Bhagwan Ramji. Trishna tantu lava prota. Trishna named Tantu is the one thread in which पिरो करके ये बनाया गया What is that? A garland, a necklace. What is it? Bahujanma parampara. So many Janma Parampara Rupi necklace or garland is made out of the Tantu, the thread whose name is Trishna. So Trishna namak dhage pe piroya gaya Janma Bahujanma Rupi, let us say, hmm, or this many Janma Parampara, like this life, next life, each of the Janma are like the beads or the flowers. And Trishna is the Tantu, the thread, which is making all it as a, let us say, if it is flowers, flower wala garland, if it is any pearls, etc., the necklace, etc., made out of. So, what is the thread? Trishna. And what are the beads? The Bahujanma. So बहुजन्म परंपरा रूपी माला, लेट अस से, तृष्णा नामक तंतु से बन गया. एक एक जन्म, एक एक धा, एक एक, let us say the beads or the flowers. Now the point is, who is wearing this garland? Answer is this, कि अहंकार उग्र खंगेन कंठे मुक्तावली कृता. See, Lord Krishna, कंठे च मुक्तावली. Mukta means मोतियों का. So this every janma is like one moti. Another janma, another moti. Moti is pearls. So all the many lives named pearls are piroved or threaded and made into the Muktavali, the Motiyo Kamala, by the Trishna named thread. बट किसके लिए, कौन पहन रहा है उसको? यू नो ऑल दीज necklaces, garlands, as they are shown in the showrooms, put on some dolls, etc., some necks, some heads, उनके लिए थोड़ी बनाते हो. They are made for someone to buy and wear them. Now who is the one is, he says ahankara ugra khangena. This terrible Ahankara named the bad habituated person is the one who is wearing this necklace of Janma Parampara made out of the thread of Trishna. So therefore, every life, because of the Trishna, this Ahankara is getting that life's Sukha Dukkhas. It is he who is the one who has ordered it through the Trishna. Then the Janma Parampara, Trishna together, this whole life of samsara garland is given to us. No consolation, no solace, no peace at all. So, Ahankara Ugra Khangena. Khanga means a bad negative person. I know. Such person is the one who is wearing that. You know? It's very poetic, very realistic, very sublime. Khanga means that person who goes to women and all. So he wears all the garlands to go to prove he is rich person and all. तो इस तरह से वो कंपैरिजन वहाँ है. He is the Ahankara who is wearing this Muktavali of Janma Parampara, brought together by the thread of Trishna. So as long as this Ugra Ahankara is there, so long so many Trishnas will be there. So many Trishnas make us do lots of karma. They lead to one after another Janma Parampara. Now there, interesting point, the two beads are moti, even though they are unconnected, but because of the thread in it, they seem to be connected. In the same way, seemingly there is no connection between two lives, but there is a Trishna, and Trishna Janita Karma were the cause of my earlier life for this life. And this life, whatever unknowingly, inadvertently, I go on involving so many actions, mental, physical, or even sankalpa desires, even the prayers done to God, ये सब मिल करके will decide my future course of life. The place where I born, I'll be born, the people around me, the sukha dukkha I get, how long I will live. This we saw in our yoga darshanam, jatyayur bhogaha. So now imagine the other way around. There is no ahankara, there are no trishnas, there is no janma parampara, there is nothing but moksha. From all that nonsense, just stay in our essential self. So this is how Bhagavan Rama in each of this shloka is giving us an idea, a thought for our contemplation to see how this ego is playing its terrible role. What is aham? Luckily for our morning class, Shweta Sutara guided us कि the चिदाभास युक्त aham वृत्ति identified with the upadhis as aham or mama. Then for the sake of upadhis or for the sake of sukha through the upadhi, it goes on doing variety of karma which called as sahaja purushartha as we saw morning. This called as entire samsara. Whereas चिदाभास के पीछे शुद्ध चित है, शुद्ध ब्रह्म है, यथा सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ति etc. Being one with that is the moksha. Even the varta about that moksha also is never reaching us. So much we are under the influence of the ahankara, the jiva bhava, the upadhi tadatma yukta vishwatayesa pragna jivana in jagra swapna sushupti avasthas. How many times we have to listen this and how much we have to deeply contemplate it for grasping the reality in it. Then only the bandha moksha understanding comes to us. After that only how to get freedom from the bandhanam, get that moksha anumuti, the sadhanas. Continuing, next one. Putra mitra kalatradi tantra mantra vivarjitam prasaritam aneneha unehankara vairina. Very important again. It's both ways can be seen. That ahankara is such an enemy, ahankara vairi, without any putra mitra kalatradi, without any tantra mantra, that one is enough. The ahankara acting as the enemy can spread the samsara in front of us. कोई होने की जरूरत नहीं है to create the samsara, expand the samsara for births together. अहंकार है तो काफी है बिना कोई चीजों का. One meaning. Second meaning, it is ahankara is the one we attend to without any mantra tantra. है ना, तंत्र मंत्र के बिना ही just by projecting the putra mitra kalatradi tadatmya through this sharira is becoming the cause of the samsara prasara. Whole life in samsara, next life. I am there as ahankara. Then only that ahankara identified this body I am. With this body only, these are parents, these are children, wife or husband, all those. कहाँ से शुरू हो रहे? Ahankara, and I am bound in that. For this, no tantra mantra is required. Tantra mantra means they used to do the various tantras and mantras to bind. आपने पुराने सिनेमा में देखा ना? That he just himself tantra mantra kar diya. Immediately he becomes a statue. He becomes a chipukali. He becomes a the kabutar वगैरह. There were beautiful movies those days. आजकल ऐसे आते नहीं. Do you remember all of them? Mantra tantra say that mantrika, he just makes that your Rani or Rani has some bird only or a statue. Then the whole kingdom only made in one of some of the movies. Whole Raja ke sath. All. Then the hero will have to go and do something with that mantrika. Then only this. So एक स्पेशल मंत्र तंत्र विद्या की जरूरत ही नहीं है. अहंकार इज देयर, दैट इज एनफ टू tighten us or to tie us down to samsara through this variety of putra mitra kalatra. Putra children, mitra is friends and relatives, kalatra is wife, adi means the enemies, the neighborhoods, the colleagues, all of that. ये सारे है ही नहीं, yet ahankara creates and binds us, or they are not at all required. Even mantra tantra is not required. Aham is enough to bind us by its own way. So, in this way, what is it prasaritam? The jala, the snare in which we are caught now. Ahankara has put the snare of samsara and put us, bound us into that, like the bird inside the nest, how it becomes nest, nahi? The net, sorry, in that net, तड़प तड़प कर कैसे मर जाता है, we are also suffering. So again I'll chant it, putra mitra kalatradi tantra mantra vivarjitam. No need of putra mitra kalatra tantra, kalatra or tantra and mantra. Without that only, Ahankara Vairina, by the enemy of the Ahankara, Prasarita means this samsara, jala or net is being spread in which we are caught. Or the other meaning is what? This Ahankara Vairi is the one who has put us into the snare of samsara with all these things which are actually not there. विवर्जितम बिना ये एक्चुअली होते हुए भी अहंकार ही ये सब लिस्ट वाला संसार नामक जाल को फैलाया जिसमें हम फंस गए. दिस अहंकार वैरी. So the freely flying birds, these the hunter came, Vyadha, he has put the nest, the birds are caught. In all those stories we see ना, he will put all the grains and all that. आधा ग्रेन्स ठीक होते हैं, उसके नीचे वाले ग्रेन्स के उसके ऊपर जाल होता है. दीज बर्ड्स इन द इंटरेस्ट ऑफ दोज ग्रेन्स खाते खाते गए, बांध में आ गए, बंधन. सो टू द डियर्स, खरगोश, इन सबको ऐसे पकड़ते हैं. तो अहंकार ने ये जाल फेंक के हमको संसार में फंसाया. कौन से जाल में? पुत्र मित्र कड़त्र एंड देन मंत्र तंत्र. Mantra Tantra means mantra is discussions, tantra is plannings for becoming happy through this Putra Mitra Kadatra together, which is called as samsara. Because when we involve in that, the real Atma Jnana, Atmananda, Atma Sukha that we have gone far away from. See how we all every day, in our variety of relativities with the people and things, involve in them so much as if that alone is the reality, that alone is the source of all sukha. We've forgotten that we are the real self, the infinite blissful self, beyond all this upadhi. How itne bonded labor to them, even to listen to these things. You are the immortality itself. We get frightened and we even laugh also. एंड वी लाफ एट द गुरु. गुरु महाराज आप शर्मिंदा मत करो मेरे को, मैं कहाँ आतम. आई एम दिस ओनली. ओके. आप जब कितने लोग दो 290 or 200 years, how many people must have shouted at the pitch of voice how many hundreds of times to awaken the Desha Bhakta in Indians when they were enslaved by these Mughal Rakshasas and British Rakshasas. है ना, आदत ही बन गया को बहुत लोगों को, doing namaskar to those Britishers, Mughals, and living at their court as servants to them. Just like the drug drinks addicts are, even the cigarette addicts, they become gulam to them. So too we were all gulams to them. How many people might have taken that energy and all to shout and tell, we are Bharatiya, we are in is our country, we have to rule it. Then awakening over. In the same way, like this, how many topics we have to study to first of all understand and accept that we are caught up in the snare of all this samsara. Then comes what is the cause of it? The ahankara. Then comes how to get rid of it by knowing the knowledge of the real aham, in which all these are never there. वो अभी आए नए टॉपिक, स्लोली इट विल बी डेवलप्ड. सो पुत्रमित्र कलत्रादि मंत्र तंत्र विवर्जितम प्रसारितम अनेन इह मुने अहंकार वैरिण. ये मुनि, he is telling Muni Vishwamitra ji ko, it is Ahankari is the Shatru who is just tying down with all this snare. So he is, everybody is there for him. पुत्र तो नहीं होंगे, but lot of mitras are there. कलत्र तो नहीं है, but he has his own samsara of the father, Dashratha, the mother, Kausalya, brothers. ये सारों को hint करते हुए राम जी saying, it is ego is the one who has got all this samsara. In the pure self, they are not there, and if ego is not there, then they are not there. That is one. One more. Now comes some of the good thoughts. More continued. Pramarjite hamityasmin pade swayamapi dhrutam pramarjita bhavantyete sarva eva duradhayaha. So this one shloka need to be deeply contemplated and the truth of it should be grasped. Easily समझ में नहीं आता, वो स्वीकृति नहीं होती है, because we are trained in the opposite trait. You know, today I was listening to that some of the leaders of that religion in these elections don't oppose the Modi government. They are doing great things to the country and even to our community. I was wondering ki will those people, kattar misguided wale, spare him? Because they are trained in the negative thing only. What Hindu means, Shatru hai, maar dalo, mauka milte hi. He is talking, don't do that, elect. स्पष्ट रूप से that 1 minute of lecture given by him, lot of lecture, 1 minute excerpt in that. In the same way, for you and I who are living only as ego for many, many lives, in this life also, suddenly to say that the ego is the cause of all bondages, our ego gets hurt. कहते नहीं सुनना है हमको ये. One or two people, why they stopped coming. Maybe these are the reasons. The subject is little tough. It is directly hitting at us our own ego. Isn't it? This is a big test for you and I. हमको क्या ना कुछ भी पढ़ो फर्क नहीं पड़ता इसलिए we go on listening. परस तत्वबोध आत्मबोध मांडुक्य उपनिषद योग वासिष्ठ, all of them are समत्वम एक उच्यते. We are in samadrushti, isn't it? And for us, a useless Swami like me talks or Sakshat Vaishishtha Vishwamitra come and talk, all एक ही समान. We are established in स्थित प्रज्ञा. So इसलिए हमको फर्क नहीं पड़ता. But some people are sensitive. They come for something, but something is given which they want to hold on to, है ना, which is to be given up, then they can't. So this श्लोक में क्या कहा कि प्रमार्जिते अहमिति अस्मिन् पदे स्वयमपि धृतम्, है ना. Pramarjite means when it is wiped off, cleaned off, washed off, eliminated. What is that? Ahamiti asmin pade pramarjite. When this ahankara rupi, this position, the ego is wiped off, washed off, then what will happen? Result, swayam api and dhrutam pramarjita bhavanti. By itself, instantaneously gets wiped off or washed off. What is that? Ete sarve eva duradaya. All these most dukkha giving dushta adhaya, the internal all problems. The vyadhi is the sharira rogas, adi is the variety of manastapa. Now see, for us it is easy. What is adi and vyadhi to understand, because we studied Shiva Bhujanga Prayata Stotra. In that Bhujanga Prayata Stotra, in one shloka, all physical vyadhis were told, and we were asking Lord Shiva to protect us from them. In the next shloka, all the adhis were given. The mental disturbances of all kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, adi, all these vrittis. And because of that, the durmarga, dushkarma, papa, adi. And because of that, the dukkha coming there for frustration, depression, dejection, all of them are called adi, the mental diseases because of which we are not at chain, we are bechain. So all these minds problem are these pramarjita bhavanti ete sarve swayameva, immediately dhrutam, instantaneously by themselves, all of them get wiped off if this aham iti padaha pramarjite, if the ego is eliminated. So प्रमार्जिते ही अहमिति अस्मिन् पदे स्वयमपि धृतं प्रमार्जिता भवन्ति एते सर्वे एव दुराधयः. Root cause. Now I told you many a times कि Ramana Maharshi Bhagavan follows Yoga Vaashishtha. Now you understand? Here Aham is all the problem. That is the way Rama says. In future chapters, we'll see Vaashishtha ji expanding it in most beautiful manner. Same thing that Bhagavan says, question who am I? Nan yaar, मैं कौन हूँ? He tells to inquire. In the inquiry of the Aham, the small Aham falls away, the real Aham remains. Here also, in the Vedanta, same thing. The pure real Aham discovered, then the false I goes away. Aham apetakam nija vibhanakam mahadidam tamo. Isn't it? So here also, this another thing said, when the Aham goes away, all the adi, the mind's problems go away. Because the ahankara, again said, identity with upadhi, then when the upadhi demands and variety of doings leading to all the adi vyadi. अहंकार ही सबका मूल जड़ प्रॉब्लमों का है, the ego. And we saw in one of the classes, in the morning introduction class also, and a topic also came during those days only. The ego in us is the one which is a phantom but acts like a monk. This ego monk of ego. Terrible it is. एक योगी की लगा एक संत की तरह ये नाटक करता है ईगो नामक भूत. पता ही नहीं चलता कि ये शैतान है ऊपर ऐसे मॉन्क का ड्रेस पहना है. We discussed it. Same Ramji is telling. And we have clear the wrong notion that without ego we can't live only. But we are living in Nidra, Ahankara Laye, and it is so blissful. In the Brahmagnani there is no ego. That is why the sadhana of either zerofy the ego in the Brahmagnanam or make this Aham infinite by identifying the entire universe. Zero करो इसको या सबसे बड़ा करो. In both cases, problem is sorted out. सबसे बड़ा means with samashti I have not identified, nor I dissolved in the discovery of the self. The small ego when it is kept identifying with particular upadhi and with any of the particularized things, that is a cause of dukkha. Aham mama go together. Remember, mama feeds to aham, aham feeds upon the mama. Now comes another sloka. Ahamityambude shante shanaishcha shamashatani मनोगहन सम्मोह मिहिका क्वापि गच्छति. One more example, one more thought. Aham iti ambude shante. When the aham named ambuda, the clouds get over dissolved. Aham namak ambuda, apna ambuda matlab cloud. When it goes away, then shanaischa, slowly, what is this ahamiti ambuda? Shamashatani. Shama matlab mano nigraha and peace of the mind. The peace of mind is destroying. Peace of the mind disturbing. Aham named cloud when gets quietened. Manogahana sammoha mihika. The mind, the deep mind, the terrible mind named delusory. Mihika means what do you call? Again, same thing, the snow. That kwabi gachati, somewhere it will go away. Manogahana sammoha mihika is a big word to understand. Listen, means mind and मनोगहन means what? ये मन कब क्या सोचता है, क्या संकल्प करता है, पता ही नहीं चलता. And everything that mind does is moha only. मनोगहन मोह महामिहिका, मनोगहन सम्मोह मिहिका. The highly deluding mihika, the snowdrops coming out of the deluded mind, all of them will kvabhigachati disappear when ahamiti ambude shante. In the aham named the ambuda, that clouds stop raining. So this to understand this manogahana sammoha mihika, what example I can give is when in that winters we are driving the car early morning जब हो, see that snowfall when happens or when the car windows बाहर से अंदर से जो सारे धुंधले हो जाते हैं ना, then we can't know the road. Isn't that many a times I have traveled so in that north में zero visibility, 2 meter visibility में. एक बार तो कहाँ से कुल्लू मनाली से लेकर up to अमृतसर drove in that midnight winter season. 2 hours holding the torch with the window में से सर बाहर लगा के 10 minutes showing the path. Even the light was not sufficient. little bit इधर उधर चले जाना. So here the explanation is about that mihika, that snow when falls in the atmosphere, it is there, visibility gets reduced. In that screen or the window through which you see the road, on that also it is there. We are confused about the road. Then anything can happen. In the same way, मनोगहन सम्मोह मिहिका. माइंड इज सच ए गहन विषय है, वस्तु है, तो हमेशा सम्मोहित करने वाला मिहिका है. Continuously it is hiding the truth from us and making us do everything, not only one life, throughout our lives together. All this will kapi gachati, will disappear when ahamiti ambude shante. When the ahankara named, that snowfall from the clouds stops. Otherwise, if you allow these two things, ahankara and the manomihika, shama shatani, shama matlab the peace, happiness, joy, relaxation, tensionlessness, they will never be there in our life. शम को शातनी मतलब सताने वाली, शम को नाश करने वाला. शम generally means a good, peaceful, happy life. Calm, quiet, peaceful, happy life. Add to that spiritual life. को डिस्ट्रॉय करने वाला, ये दोनों अहंकार और महामोह में का मना, they will create a havoc. So if that mano gahana sammoha mehika should go away, then ahankara named ambuda should become shanta. Then only in the life the shama always remains. Shama means a relaxed, peaceful, tension-free life. Okay. Then in the last two shlokas, Sri Rama puts in front of Vishwamitra ji, please teach me that request. Let us do them also. Nirahankara vritter me maurkya chokena siddhatah yatkinchiduchitam brahman तदाख्यातुमर्हसि इहारहसि तदाख्यातुमिहारहसि. हे ब्रह्मन, हे गुरु, he says, Nirahankara vrittehe me. I have dropped, because of all this understanding, totally the ahankar. No doubt about it. But still, the knowledge has not done. That's why maurkyat. Some murkhata, jnana is there in me. Because of that, shokena sidataha. I am drowning in this shoka dukkha. Therefore, hey Brahman, hey Guru, hey Vishwamitra Vaishishta ji, yat kinchit uchitam Brahman. Whatever it is uchita, right for me, Brahman, by which I come out of that murkhata, I come out of that dukkha ityadi, iha akhyatum arhasi, you please deserve to teach me. I request you to teach me and guide me. अहंकार तो नहीं है, but still I am suffering because of dukkha. There is something for me to be known. What is that? The best thing. Please teach me. Please train me in. So राम को विवेक वैराग्य आदि शब्दवादी हो गया. अब श्रवणम मननम चिंतनम. श्रवण मनन निधि ध्यासनम होना चाहिए. So he is clearly putting in front of the Guru. No ego in me. I am very conscious of it. Still I am in pain and dukkha. So Maurkyat Shokena Sidataha, the Shoka. So what Vishwamitra ji said is here complimented, concluded by our Ramji also. है कि नहीं? What Vishwamitra ji said when Rama's Anuchara submitted in front of him and everyone Rama's situation, he said Dukkha of Rama is not because of any vyadhi or any disappointment or any failure. It is Mahaviveka Janita वैराग्य के कारण हुआ सा दुख है. Sri Rama also says this. I have no ego at all, therefore I have no attachment to anything, yet there is something lacking in me because of which I am dukkhat sidataha. I am drowning or becoming weakened by dukkha. Teach me something that is that substantial by which I come out of this. Therefore, yat kinchit uchitam brahman tat akyatum arhasi. This is what is last but one shloka, and the last shloka again sums up about this entire ahankara. He says, Sarvapadam nilayamadhruvamantarastham unmuktam uttama gunena na samshrayami yatnadaham krutipadam paritoti dukkham शेषेण मां समनुषाधि महानुभाव. So beautiful. Sarva apadam nilayam. Very easy to understand. Which is the cause and abode of all the apada, all the dukkha, all miseries, all worries. Then adhruvam, which is uncertain, unreal. Then antarastham, which is there inside me. Then unmuktam uttama gunena. Not even one uttama guna is there with this ego, because ego itself is wrong. It is itself is an enemy. See, na samshriyami. I am not anymore taking the support of this ego. Yatnat aham kruti padam. This with all my efforts, this aham kruti pad ko मैंने न संश्रयामी, so आश्रय नहीं लिया, छोड़ दिया. So with all my inner efforts of contemplation, I gave up the identity with the ahankara, which has not even one guna, sadguna, which is inside me, which is unreal, and which is sarva apadam nilayam, which is abode of all the apada. And yet, paritaha ati dukkham, or because of this ahankara, other than dukkha, there is nothing. Such aham anyway I kept away. Now what I request you, sheshena mam samanushadhi mahanubhava. O mahanubhava, now instruct me what is to be known by me, having known which I get freed from all dukkha and limitations. Now sheshena is a very intelligent word. Sheshena means जो बचा है. अब अहंकार के साथ होने वाला all the outer samsara is given up. क्या शेष रह जाता है? The pure self only. Therefore, indirectly, Sri Rama is asking for the shesha, the remaining Atma Tattva Jnana, Atma Upadesha. So in this way, Ahankara Vigarhana is a most beautiful sarga of this Valmiki Ramayana. As we said in the beginning, few more times we have to study to become parichita with the way the Rama speaks and start ourselves contemplating and realizing the trueness of these topics. Lucky we will be, blessed we will be. Now in tomorrow, 16th Sarga, we will see Chitta Dauratmya Varnanam. Same way the चित्त को भी पकड़कर, सो मन का, बुद्धि का, चित्त का, अहंकार का, बाह्य जगत का, संसार का, बंधु मित्र आदि संबंधों का, ऑफ एवरीवन राम भगवान जो है विगरहण कर कर हमें what is the true viveka, what is true vairagya, he is teaching us. That is why in all the literature where this Yoga Vaashishtha Maha Ramayana stands out uniquely, in this every prakarana is unique. Though these prakaranas are, or the topics of these prakaranas are discussed in many other shastras, but the way, the clarity, the examples, the analysis which is done here again is very unique. For example, this Vairagya Prakaranam में वैराग्य को पाने का तरीका, वैराग्य का लक्षण जो इतने विस्तार से दिया जा रहा है, कहाँ हमने देखा बताओ? जितने भी शास्त्र हमने पढ़ा, we talked about vairagya etc. We talked about viveka, but at length like this, taking one topic, doing the viveka, discovering fallacy in them, thereby getting vairagya towards them, as exhaustively it is given here, very rarely we see. Okay. इत्यार्षे वासिष्ठ महारामायणे वाल्मीकिये वैराग्य प्रकरणे अहंकार जुगुप्सा नाम 15 सर्गः. ओम शांति शांति शांति. थैंक यू. ओम नमो नारायण. ओम आरती उतारो. ओम न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चंद्र तारकम नेमा विद्युतो भान्ति कुतोऽयमग्निः तमेव भान्ति सर्वं नश्यति. ओम दाशरथाय विद्महे सीतावल्लभ तन्नो रामः प्रचोदयात्. मंगलं कुरुते नमो ब्रह्मणा ब्रह्मलोकादेविने. ओ श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय. बोल श्री वशिष्ठ विश्वामित्र वाल्मीकि भरद्वाज वामदेव वेद व्यासादि समस्त ब्रह्म विद्या आचार्य की जय। समस्त ऋषिमुनि गुरुदेवता परंपरा की जय। समस्त श्रुति स्मृति पुराण इतिहास शास्त्र की जय। बोलो भाई सब संतना की जय। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। आज के आनंद की जय। नम पार्वती मते हर हर महादेव हर सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तन गोविंद जानकी जीवन स्मरण जय राम राम। अम्बे अम्बे आदि शक्ति माता की जय। समस्त श्रोता भक्त साधक सेवक उपासक जिज्ञासु धर्म संस्थापगण की जय। भारत माता की जय। सनातन धर्म की जय। वैदिक हिंदव संस्कृति की जय। आध्यात्मिक जीवन विधान की जय। थैंक यू।